Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Andy, and today we have the March monthly reading for the sign of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Welcome guys, I hope that you guys are doing really good today. So we're gonna go ahead and jump into your reading. I apologize for the noise that's going on if you can hear it. I don't even know if it's picking up, but it's really freaking loud. Hopefully, it's like gardeners or something, they're doing something. Hopefully they'll be done soon. But yeah, so we are going to go ahead and jump into our channeled message, and let's get into it. If you want to skip ahead to the reading, kind of skip some of this, because I forgot to kind of do this before I turn the camera on, but now you guys get to see me do what I do on camera. It just doesn't look like very much, so don't get excited. Connecting with the higher powers of Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What is going on in the month of March? Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What's going on? There seems to be a lot of aggression. There seems to be a lot of aggressive energy. There seems to be just a lot of like tension in and around you, and this is not, just because I'm saying this, it doesn't mean that it's you that's angry and whatever. No, it means that there's this energy that's surrounding you in the month of March. So it could be other people around you are really angry for some reason and are starting fights with you and want to argue with you. I don't know, God knows why. I would not want to start, I would not fight with an Aries. I'm just gonna get yelled at for no reason. It's pointless. It seems like there is some rage, and I feel like someone is holding on to like resentment or bitter feelings towards someone else. So whether that's you towards someone else or someone else towards you, but there's someone I feel like is like someone wants to tell someone like, hey, like I feel like someone wants to tell someone off, but they're not. They're keeping it within. But which is creating this like resentment and anger and bitterness towards that person because someone's not expressing how they feel, and they feel like someone feels angry, feels hurt, betrayed. Temper tantrums. Someone just said temper tantrums. I don't know if that is what is that? Is that like a warning? Someone just said temper tantrums. It's a warning to avoid, they're saying. It's a warning to avoid. So try to avoid having meltdowns. Try to avoid going off on people in the month of March. It's not going to do you very, very much good. Also, happy early birthday as well for you Aries that are at the end of, you're at the end of March, right? Yeah, at the end of March. Or towards the end of March, I should say, starting. So happy early birthday if you're watching. But yeah, I feel like there is that resentment towards someone, and some guides of yours are really wanting you to try to avoid having a meltdown, try to avoid having to go off on people, because it's somehow in some way not going to work out in your favor. Whether you win the argument or not, it's almost like I think that they don't want you to do this, because blowing up or going off on people like they're like this, or how they don't want you to do, that's how you used to be. That's the old Aries, right? So if you're growing and you're progressing on your path and you're evolving as a person, you can't go back and forth between the new you and the old you, because maybe the old you would have done some petty-ish like this, in 2 seconds, wouldn't even thought about it. And I think honestly what's really happening, Aries, I feel like you're just battling, it's a battle between the new you versus the old you. The old you wants to snap and go off and tell this person what was really going down, and the new you is like, it's not worth it. I'm not about to I'm not gonna go off. I have peace in my life. Let's not get chaotic, So it's kind of like, I feel like what's really happening in March is there's conflicting energy. You have this rage inside you. I feel like it is you guys. You have all this stuff that you want to say and express, but then you're also like, is it really worth it? Or am I just, is there a better, maybe, I feel like some of you guys could be trying to figure out a better way Maybe you're trying to learn a better way, because in the past, that's what you naturally would have gone out to do, is just to go off on this person and to tell it like it is, and to just be very aggressive in that way and communicating how you feel. Maybe now you're trying to figure out a different way of doing it. Maybe what you need to do is write a letter to this person and burn it. Maybe you need to write a letter and send it. Maybe you need to call them and tell them that and ask them that you want to talk for closure. Maybe you need to do something different. Maybe you need to receive it in a calm approach. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, Aries. But I think that you guys are trying to figure out a different way how to handle these feelings, this anger, this frustration, without reverting to your old ways of doing things. So that was your channel message portion of your reading. Now we're going to jump into the tarot. I'm so happy to be doing the channel messages again because I did not do them last month. And at least for me as a reader, it's really interesting to kind of see how the channel messages line up and match up with what comes out with the tarot. So let's get into it, Aries. So what's going on in the month of March for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements? What is going on in the month of March for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements? Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. Seven of Pentacles in reverse. Some of you guys, are getting frustrated of waiting. You're waiting around, but you're frustrated. I feel like you guys are getting very impatient. Four of Wands. There is stable energy here, though. I feel like you're impatient about something not coming in fast enough, but I think that it's kind of like it's your own frustration and it's your own impatience that's creating this energy of frustration within yourself. Sorry, I meant to say it's your own impatience that's creating the frustration within yourself. Things are coming. Things are coming towards you. Someone could be coming towards you as well. Aries, Leo, Sag with the Knight of Wands. I feel it, but regardless, that's just energy, okay? It doesn't mean specifically a person. I feel like there's new energy coming towards you. There is new energy on its way to you, and I feel like it's gonna be some stable energy. It could be some stable creative energy. There could be like a creative project that you may have like an idea of, or someone might be proposing, like for you to join their creative project or something. It's new energy, it's exciting. I feel like it's something that you're gonna be excited about. And I think that maybe it's coming in because you've been waiting for a while with the Seven of Pentacles. You may have been waiting for something new to change in your life, some new cycle, something new, some news, some message. You've been waiting. I don't know what you guys are waiting for. What are they waiting for? I'm nosy. Clarify the Seven of Pentacles in reverse for me. What have they been waiting for? Maybe a person. Now we have a Page of Wands and the Eight of Swords. It could be a person for some of you. You could be literally waiting for an Aries, Leo, Sag, or you could be waiting for yourself to kind of step up and show up for yourself. You could have been waiting like, when am I gonna put myself first? When am I gonna, finally actually practice that and not just talk about it and say, oh, you gotta watch out for you. You gotta take care of yourself first. I'm independent. I'm this and that. But when am I actually gonna be those things? Some of you guys are waiting for you're waiting for yourself to release yourself out of a mentality, out of your own doubts. I feel like some of you guys have been or were in the past doubting yourselves, doubting your capability. You could have set really high goals for yourself and then they didn't manifest, or they didn't manifest or are not manifesting as quickly as you would like them to, which creates that frustration within you, which is really just coming from impatience. So I feel like you really need to be patient, because I really think that a lot of this frustration and this like anxiety that comes from waiting for this thing is actually prolonging it from coming into your life. It's pushing it a little bit further away. So that needs to change. But what is clear here is that it's like as soon as that changes, as soon as you kind of let go of that, as soon as you let go of this energy, of the Eight of Swords, that you're like, you tied yourself up. As soon as you release yourself from the mental bonds that you created on yourself, as soon as you release this need to have things in a certain way at a certain time, as long as you release the control and the impatience, I feel like as soon as you do that and you stop doubting yourself and you believe that you're worthy of what you want, then you don't, I don't feel like then you don't even have to do anything. Then it just comes rushing in towards you. Then it comes in to provide stability in your life, to give you what you want. I feel like this is ultimately what the goal is. I feel like the goal is stability. The goal is independence. That's what I feel like your goal is. Regardless in whatever way, shape, or form that is or looks like to you, because it's gonna look like different things to different Aries. But as long as you know what it is for you, and you affirm that, and you trust yourself, and you release yourself from the bonds that you yourself have set that are keeping you back, then that thing just comes riding on a horse and just comes into your life. And it's like you don't have to even do that much work. You'll end up realizing that you don't have to do as much work. Less is more, Aries. Take that, write that down on a piece of paper, on your phone, screenshot it, make it your damn wallpaper. Embody yourself with that quote this month. Less is more. And that's not a quote from me, but just that's a quote from someone. I know I've seen it before, but less is more. That's the lesson. That's the underlying lesson this month. Less is more. But it also is not nothing. Like the less is, instead of you chasing after this thing ferociously and then getting impatient and frustrated when it doesn't show up when you want it, how you want it, release all of that. Release the need of control. Release the need to have things your way. Release the need of impatience. Understand that things happen when they're supposed to happen. It's all about control. It's a control issue. Let go, let go, let go, let go. And believe it, and then also believing in yourself. Trust yourself. Believe that you can obtain this. And it might not be in the certain way that you envisioned. Don't be so stubborn. I feel like some of you guys are being a little bit stubborn. Wow, that's awesome. Okay, so for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, what's causing this? I want to know what's causing this. What's causing like this mental trap or this doubt? Like what is the cause of that for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus? We have the Knight of Pentacles, Temperance in reverse. What else? What's causing this? Ten of Wands. Definitely your energy being unbalanced is causing this. Temperance in reverse, Sagittarian energy. But this is Sagittarian energy when it's not being productive and when it's not being actively productive. So Sagittarius thrive when they're being active, whether that's socially, physically, mentally, emotionally. Anything that stimulates you is an activity for a Sag. When they kind of detach or are devoid of those things, things become stagnant. Their energy is similar to Pisces running water, but this is like, I don't know what to describe. This is like a fire that's spreading and growing. And when things get unbalanced, that fire doesn't go anywhere. That fire stops burning as much and stops progressing and maybe starts even dying down a little bit. I feel like you are making good progress in the world at like recently, or kind of maybe not so recently, maybe just like your whole life up until now, you've been steadily progressing and growing as a person. And then something happened where I feel like you got really focused on maybe material things, or you got lost in the sense or in the need of control. I think that maybe something could have happened either recently or a year ago, 2 years ago, or in your past, where you were so dead set on having control over your life, and something happened that shook up your life, kind of like a tower moment, that made you realize that you don't actually necessarily have control over your life, or as much as you believed that you did. And that was like something that shattered your ego. And then I feel like some of you guys after that, after your ego shattered and you kind of had this realization that the world was not what you thought it was, that you were not doing the things that you thought you were doing, then you got so adamant and you adopted the belief that you have to have things your way all the time. And then maybe have gotten lost in that pursuit. And that's where imbalance occurred. That's where things started to become unequal within yourself, mind, body, and spirit. You got lost in the need for everyone to look at you of something of worth and of value. You got lost in the need of others' opinions and the care of others' opinions, of how you look, of how other people are doing in their life versus how you're doing. There's a lot of comparison. I feel like you compare yourself a lot to a lot of other people. And there's like a need for people to see you as this King of Pentacles or Queen, it doesn't matter. You have a need for people to see you as successful and independent and stable and secure, and you want people to believe and you want to appear like you've got your shit together all the time, but the truth is you don't. And you've hit the end of the road. That's why this is all happening now, because the burden that you're carrying and that this is why I feel like this isn't really that recent for you guys, that this has been going on or that this has occurred. This has been going on for a while, and the burden has gotten so heavy that you're carrying all alone, all by yourself, because you, in order to be this independent, strong person that you may or may not be, you got to carry everything on your shoulders by yourself, right? That's what you've been doing. You're like, okay, well, in order to prove to everyone that I don't need anyone and I can be fine on my own. I feel like you guys might have been rejected or have dealt with a lot of rejection in your life, a lot of people not wanting you, not loving you, and that has made you become that way. That has made you adopt those beliefs that, oh, I don't need anyone, I can do everything by myself. And you're trying to prove it. You're trying to prove it so hard that you're willing to carry this huge weight on your shoulders that's almost, it's almost impossible to carry all of this stuff on your own, but you somehow have been managing to do it for a while. But now it's come to that point where, you know, I feel like it doesn't matter how strong you are physically, like weightlifters and stuff, they have a limit. Like after a while, their muscles get so tired that they can't anymore. People pass out, people faint, people drop, you know, to the floor. You can only do so many reps. You can only carry this for so long, and eventually the weight just becomes too hard to bear. You get what I'm saying? Like you could hold like a 10-pound bag in one hand above your head for like 5 minutes, but could you do it for an hour? Do you get what I'm saying? It's like that. It's like you could do it for a while, but now because it's been so long, we're at the end of the road, and then now it's causing that frustration. That's what, oh, this reading is so good. That is what's causing this frustration, because you're finally at the end of the road and you still haven't been able to really become this. You still haven't really achieved King of Pentacles status. You still really aren't 100% independent, secure who you are, because this person's not just secure financially and physically. This person knows their worth, they believe in themselves, they know that they're capable, all those things. It's more than just physical things with the King of Pentacles. That's something people get confused. It's not just physical natured items. It's also the confidence and that's true independent energy. Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. And you're at the end of the road and you realize that you still aren't there. You still don't have the things that you want and need. And you're like, well, I'm about to crack and I'm about to drop dead because I can't carry this anymore. And that's what's creating this frustration and this mental blockage that needs to come down. Wow, this reading is super, super clear. Very powerful. We're going to look at blockages. I'm going to move a little bit further along because I feel like I'm taking so long with these readings today, but they're so good. I just want to I want to keep going forever and ever. All right, so for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements, what is the blockage? Finally, that noise stopped. Jesus Christ. Oh my God, it's like so quiet now. Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. It's like, I feel like everything just kind of came to maybe this is like a sign for you guys. I feel like everything was so chaotic and loud, and it wasn't until we kind of turned everything off and really just relax. Blockage. Blockage is your base chakra or your root chakra. So a lot of this has to do with being grounded. I feel like you guys are very ungrounded right now, and that has already been portrayed with temperance in reverse, right? Because look at this. This angel has 1 foot on the earth and 1 foot in the water. 1 foot in the physical world, and then in the metaphysical or the non-physical, the energetic world. And then because you're in reverse, you don't have even footing in either areas. You're kind of floating in between. And it's not that that's like a negative place to be, but it's not the best place to be. You could be in a better place. A lot of you guys need to practice grounding. A lot of you guys get very in your heads or get very excited with ideas, and you kind of run with them, and I feel like you guys like to run wild a lot. Kind of like romp around a little bit and cause some, not chaos, but fun. It's fun chaos. But it's also detached from the earth. It's also not very grounded ideas. It's not very grounded methods that you're going about the things that you're doing. Being grounded, being realistic, being honest, and acting with integrity is super important for you to do this month, Aries. And I'm really getting, your guides are making me feel like they're like, oh, they can't avoid this. Like your guides are saying that, like, oh no. And it's kind of like they are kind of like, it's kind of, your guides are making me feel like they know that, I think that you guys believe that you can still carry this forever. You're like, oh, I can still keep this up. I'll keep going. I'm not gonna give up yet. But your guides are like, no, you're not. Like, if you think that you might keep doing what you're doing past March, you're not. And your guides will somehow make that happen, where you're gonna have to put that load down and finally like be vulnerable and admit some really harsh truths to yourself. And then it's kind of be like, there's no turning back. The new you is gonna win, is kind of what it is. The old you cannot come back. The old you cannot be, the old you can't live anymore. The old you is not alive. The old you is dead and it's gone. And it's time to really sit with that and get grounded in your new self, in your new energy, because that's where your focus needs to be. That's why you're ungrounded. That's why you're not really in your old self and you're not really in your new self. It's a transition period. It's uncomfortable, but the more you resist, the more uncomfortable it is and the more frustrated you are. I promise you, release, let it go. Breathe. This reading is so powerful. I really, really hope it's resonating. If it is, let me know in the comments down below. I'm gonna pull a closing message from your guides. So for the guides that watch over, guide, and protect Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements for the month of March, what does Aries need to know from the guides? From Aries guides, what does Aries need to know? Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus placements. What do you guys want you to know in regards to this situation, in regards to your March 2020? What do your guides want you to know? Let your best be for your friend, and the subject is friendship. There is some nudity here. Again, if you're under 18, you shouldn't be watching these anyways, so that's that on that. Let your best be for your friend. What do we mean by that? What do we mean by that, Spirit? Let your best be for your friend. I was just explaining to Pisces, I was like, I rarely use these cards because honestly, a lot of times the messages kind of skip over my head as well. I think that Spirit wants you to know that you have really supportive people in your life. You have either, and whether this comes in the form or shape of family, a group, a best friend, a lover, you have someone or multiple people in your life that are very good and real and true support systems to you. What needs to happen in order for you to be the best you can be for your friends, you need to be honest about what's going on. You need to be honest about how hard it's been carrying this burden, maybe even your entire life. How hard it's been to just, I think some of you guys, it's just been really hard to be you. And it's just like you want to catch a break so bad, and you've been waiting for so long for you to finally have what you feel you deserve. And right now you're in a place where things are very difficult. You're getting very impatient, you're getting very frustrated, you're getting very angry, and that's where that anger is coming from. You're just angry with yourself. I feel like you may feel like a failure, you may feel like you're not succeeding. There's just so much within you, Aries, that I feel like you're not expressing and you're not releasing. And I feel like Spirit really wants to let you know that there is a friend or a good support system in and around you that you can trust on, that you can rely on, and that you can open up authentically 100% and really express all of these things, because it's through unloading that burden on your friends. You give a little bit to this friend, a little bit to that one, a little bit to that one, and it's suddenly the weight on your shoulders is maybe even still there. For those of you that still want to carry this, maybe you'll only unload a little bit, but you got to unload something, because it's really going to start to be detrimental to your health, to your physical health. Stress is not good for the physical body. Stress and frustration and anger and resentment, all these negative feelings, they do manifest, especially if it's been for a while, which I feel it has been, do manifest into physical ailments. So be careful, okay? You can rely on your friends, you can trust them, start to unload some of these burdens, figure out again how the new you is going to handle this situation. Maybe in the past you were not really so, open to letting your friends help you because you want to be independent, but now, true independence is being able to identify what you do and do not need, and being able to obtain it for yourself. So if you're truly independent or wanting that for yourself, you need to look at this situation, identify and realize that you probably do need help, and then seek it and get it. That is what true independence does. Because true independence does not wallow in anger and negative emotions and allow it to poison your own self. That's not true independence. An independent person would not do that. I'm sorry. You got to take care of yourself first. You got to take care of yourself first, and you got to take care of yourself if you truly are going to be that independent person you're aiming for. Alrighty, Aries, this was a very, very deep reading. It got deeper progressively as we went. That's why I was kind of more lighthearted towards the beginning. I didn't realize how deep we were going. I feel like we got very, very deep. This was very, very powerful. There were a lot of profound messages given in this reading. There was very clear channeling for my end, so I would recommend that you watch this back again. There may have been some things that you may have not picked up on, or you kind of just heard, but you didn't really understand what I was saying. So go back. I'm honestly really enticed to watch this reading again for myself, because I just feel like there was a lot of wisdom that your guides brought through to me for you. And this is what I love. This is why I love what I do, because anyone can watch this video, and even though if you're not an Aries, there's a lot of really good wisdom and advice given in this reading that did not come from me. It comes from your guides that are connected to me. So it's very powerful, very healing. I thank you, Aries. I wish you guys the best of luck. If it resonated, let me know in the comments down below. Like and subscribe for more videos like this, and I will see you guys in the next one. Have a great day. Bye-bye.